Hey, my name is Sandy Digby and today I'm joined by
Emma Corbett.
who we're going to be talking about the Topē Project and her involvement in it. So we're going to go straight into the first question. What was your involvement in the Topē Project last year?
So I volunteered on Christmas Day last year, and this year I've been involved in the steering group as well.
So what was your personal attachment to the Topē Project? Why did you decide to get involved in the first place?
So I met one of the people who set up the Topē Project, and I've been doing some work with her and found out about it. I've worked with young people for kind of all of my career, really, since I was a young person myself, and recently worked specifically with children and young people in care. So it was really great, really, to get the opportunity to volunteer on Christmas Day, because I spend a lot of time finding out from young people in my job about what needs to change about the care system, and finding out about the problems and finding out where people have been let down again and again, and there's been difficulties. And I spend a lot of time talking about the importance of relationships and the importance of showing that we care about people and making sure people don't feel isolated. So it was fantastic to get an opportunity to be able to just turn up and be involved in an event and support an event like this, to kind of put my money where my mouth is, I suppose.
Let's move away from that and let's go a little bit into the actual day in the event, because you was there. If you were to describe the atmosphere in 3 words, what would it be and why?
3 words. Positive, definitely the first word that comes to mind. A community, and it was really kind of family-like. I remember saying to people afterwards that the spirit of Christmas kind of was in one place in that room throughout the whole event. I think sometimes on Christmas Day you might feel the spirit of Christmas for half an hour when you're opening your presents, and then it kind of gets a bit boring or there's something a bit awkward or whatever. This was just fantastic from start to finish. It just kind of, people's care and love and respect for each other and community just really shone through. It was just so good.
So can you explain to us the importance of carrying out the Topē Project every year and year after year?
Yeah, absolutely vitally important. I hear on a regular basis when people feel isolated, they feel alone, they feel like there's people to turn to, but maybe the people that turn to are only there from 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever they're there for. And I think we've just got to show people that everyone's got someone who cares about them. And Christmas Day is just such an important time for people, isn't it? Even if you don't celebrate Christmas. If you live in the UK, we get Christmas talked about for months at a time. You know, people joke that the adverts start in September. If Christmas is a difficult time for you and you've maybe not got the family to go to, or the family situation is difficult to go to and there's something awkward, upsetting, you feel alone, pretty much for 3 months of the year, you've got a big build-up of thinking, what is going to happen to me and how am I going to deal with this? And I find out day to day of the amazing strength and courage and determination of care leavers that I work with all the time. And people do survive and they get through things, but some people go through a really difficult time and you just don't know what's happening. And I think there's got to be something at all times of the year, and Topē Project just fills this massive gap that I don't know how people kind of expect that it'll just be all right, Christmas will happen. And sometimes it does, and some foster carers do amazing jobs, and sometimes people get together with their friends, but not for everyone. And so we've got to make sure that everyone has got that opportunity.
So what was the feedback? Obviously you was in the room, you was working. What was the feedback from some of the young people that were there?
Just really positive, to be honest, because I've worked with young people for, lots of years, and I'm a qualified social worker and I've worked in that field for a bit. I'm used to going along to events, and I'd kind of G'd myself up for the usual event, so you have to kind of be like, right, I'm going to have to introduce people to each other and stay positive because people are going to come on their own. It's a kind of a big deal to come on your own to somewhere. They might have travelled for a good hour longer in a taxi. And people just got on with each other. Like, I had to do very little. It was so well organised. People just made the most of it, and really, it did really feel like a kind of a family positive atmosphere. It was just, so good.
Today, what actually stood out for you personally?
Good question. I think that during the day there was so much kind of positivity, and it was lovely to seeing everyone get on. There was times when people burst out into dance on the dance floor when there was some routine going on. But the biggest thing that stands out is that one of the people that's organised it was like little cards on the table where they were kind of like paper decorations for the Christmas tree, and they left pens out and you could write a kind of message for anyone kind of about what was on your mind, someone that you'd lost, something that was kind of hard to deal with. And people really wrote really personal things and then put that on the tree, and other people were sharing it. And I think it really brought out the need for the day, that actually, you know, things can look like it's fine and we're all having fun and we're getting together and we put brave faces on, don't we? But underneath, you just don't know what's going on for someone. And I think, you know, that's one of the things that people talked about with Topé, that he was an amazing character. He was doing so much positive stuff. People didn't really know what was going on underneath. And we gave that opportunity for someone to do that during the day. And it was inspiring. It was, you know, a good thing to do. And it really showed the need for the event and the need for ongoing things to really make sure that people have that space to talk about what's on their mind, to explore those things that are really difficult. And for people to know them well enough to say, you said you're okay, are you really okay? And give them the opportunity to maybe communicate that in a different way and not just expect that people are going to talk about it. Because I think if Adam maybe said to everyone there, how are you, anything difficult that you want to talk about? They probably would have gone, what? No, not now. But having that space to do that in a different way really showed that there was a need.
Yeah, I think. This is weird.